Hey there everyone, welcome back to Gamevine, and my name is David. And first let me say, sorry about the voice, I have a bit of a cold, but reviewing waits for no man, so full steam ahead. And as you can see, we're going to be talking about the party game Cashin' Guns, where you get to take toy guns and shoot your friends. And this is the first version of Cashin' Guns designed by Ludovic Mel Blanc, and I'm not going to be talking about this one today. I'm probably not going to be doing a review because version 2 is the one that we're going to be talking about, and this one here gives the whole game a facelift. And Asmodee or Asmodee, however you want to pronounce it, designs this game, and they always do a top-notch job with their production quality. And the minute differences that happen in the first version here, really you can read those in the rule book, and it has plenty of expansions too. But if you have the general idea of version 2 here, you can always go play the first one as well. And it's also good to have extra guns. As you can see, these are the guns that come in the second one, and this is the first edition's guns. So there's a difference there. So some of the notable things that change in the two versions, this one, the version 1 here, plays 6 players, and this one plays 8 players, even though it's in a smaller box. And of course, you can see the art has changed too. So let's get to this game already. So this is a party game where you are robbers and you successfully held up a heist, and you're back in the storage room and you're in a Mexican showdown, just like any of the blockbuster movies, my favorite being Reservoir Dogs.
There's no need for this, man. Let's just put our guns down.
And so, yeah, I love this guy a lot. And you're going to be pointing your guns at your fellow mates, and you're going to be trying to figure out if they're going to be shooting you or if they're just bluffing, because you want the loot in the middle and you want to try to get as much as you possibly can. And if you're not the one that flinches, then you might be the one who gets all the glory. So enough talking, let me show you what comes in the box. So these are all the components that come in this little box, and they managed to do all this under the budget of the prior game. So I'm just incredibly impressed. All these components are way above standard. Let's start with the cardboard components. You got all these cardboard standee. I love this art. It's very cartoony and kind of light, which I think is essential for this game, and I'll get into that later. You have the big diamond here worth 60,000, and we'll get up into the denominations later. You have the wound tokens, the boss marker. This is what you actually put in the middle as well. So those are all the cardboard components. Let's go over the cards. You have a deck of cards here with 2 different types, bangs and clicks, and this is what you're going to be bluffing and or telling the truth with. And the next cards that we have here are the long loot cards here. These are the only ones that I couldn't find sleeves for, though I'm not too worried about it. As you can see, I actually sleeve the bang cards. This is a deduction game, and I want to keep those in pristine condition because you don't want to give away your bang or click. So those are the loot cards. The last cards that we have here are the special character cards, and these add a twist to the game, and I like these a lot. They give a character power to your actual opponents and yourself, and it spices up the game. The other component that I have here are just the standees. These are the only thing that I would gripe about, and it's for an odd reason. They're too good. I've messed up the bottom of my standees here because they're such a good grip, but that's a white person problem, really. How can I get on for that? Other than that, all these components are great, even the standees. You're not interested in that, right? You want to see the guns. Now these guns are different. They're a bit slimmer. I like how they have these set up. They always have to put the orange tip, and they wanted to go with the black color because that's pretty immersive. So I'm glad that they did that, and they actually storm like this. So those are all the components. Now let me show you how this game actually plays out. I do want to add that the rules are really nice. It's only a few pages, and it's laid out perfectly, and it's nice thick cardboard. There were a few questions I had, though discussing it with the group, we were able to resolve them quickly. So you start the game off by handing everyone 5 bang cards and 3 clicks. These are what you're going to be placing face down in front of you before you actually shoot somebody. And you decide if you're going to be using the character cards, but we're going to be getting into that. You'll deal 1 or 2 and let people pick one, and then you start the round by flipping over 8, of these loot cards. Watch out, Pedro, you're in the way. And once you have that done, you give the Godfather to the oldest player. Let's say it's Mr. Black here. So this is what we're trying to get. These are the loot cards, and let me go over a few of them. You have denominations like 5, 10, 20, and then you get into the special cards. The paintings here, the more you collect, the more they're worth. So if you're able to get 5, they're worth 100,000, though one's only worth 4. If you ever get 10, 500,000, good for you. You win hands down. I've never seen that happen before. This one right here allows you to take 2 wounds off of yourself. That's important because you can only have 3 wounds in the game before you are eliminated. And the other 2 that we have here are diamonds, and the lowest denomination is 1, and those are all over. Those are important because the person with the most diamond cards gets this 60,000 at the end of the game. The other one that we have here is a bang card. If you pick this up out of the middle, you get to replace one of your clicks with one of the discarded bang cards. So those are all the loot cards. Now let me go into the rules. So like I said, you're going to have these tiny cards here in your hand. You're going to pick either click or bang. Now, if you pick a bang, you're going to be shooting that person, and they are without a doubt going to be out of the looting round. And I'll explain the looting round here in a second. So everyone will put those cards down in front of them, and then we'll get to the decision round where you'll hunker down or you'll shoot or not shoot. So the aiming phase is like this. You'll count down from 3, 2, 1 and then shoot. I'm going to put a video here showing a few of those.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm ready.
3, 2.
That was awesome. I'm ready when you guys are.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, shoot.
You son.
Alright.
1, 2, 3, aim.
And then on the hunker down phase, you're going to find out who is gunning for you. And if it's smart to either hunker down and lay your character down and not get shot, but you'll be out of the looting round, which you need loot to actually win the game, but you might save yourself a few wounds. Again, 3 wounds knock you out of the game permanently. So the hunker down phase, you'll also count down from 3. You'll go 3, 2, 1, and then scream, "Banzai!" I'll show you one right here.
Where's my Godfather privilege? Somewhere else.
Alright.
Okay.
Count to 3 and I'll say banzai, and hit the guy if you want to lay down.
1, 2, 3.
Banzai! Dang it! And you'll either knock your guy down real fast or keep your gun aimed at the person. And if they are still standing and you have a bang card, they will be knocked down. Say I'm pointing at Pedro, and he'll take a wound token, and he will be out of the round. Now, if he also had a bang card and he was pointing at me, he didn't have a bang card. I too, if I didn't duck, again, if you duck, you can't shoot. Your card is just discarded without being revealed. But if we stayed up and we shot each other, we both would be down and both take wound tokens. So let's say we all pointed at Pedro and just killed him off. Then we would commence to the looting round, and it starts with the Godfather going clockwise. So the Godfather is, if it's an odd number, is always going to get the most loot. But you can also take the Godfather from the middle and be the first player in the next round. So you'll continue. You'll do that. Mr. Black wants to remain Godfather, so he'll take that. Then she'll take this. Deacon will take that, and it will continue to go clockwise, and picking all this up here until it's all gone. I know I'm not going in order. I'm just getting this out of the way. And then you start the whole round over again. And any players that are eliminated just get to watch the fun commence in this Mexican shootout. You do want to note that all the cards are discarded at the end of the round, and the people that ducked out, they're face down in the discard pile because you don't want to give intel out. The one thing about the Godfather is he has another power other than going first. He also gets to choose to have somebody aim at somebody else, but if you're not careful, he'll aim right at you. So if he's aiming at you, it's a good idea. He cannot aim right back at you. And let's go over the character powers now. Again, if you're playing with these, if you're familiar with the game, I suggest you add these because this really does amp up the game. I did say you keep them secret, but you don't. You pass cards out and then you go around the table and explain your power because it might be ongoing. Unbreakable, this player is eliminated with 5 wounds instead of 3, so that's a really good one to have there. The Blackmailer at the end of the turn, if the Godfather has more loot share cards than you, he must give you 1, so there's that one. The Collector gets more for paintings. The Greedy person here, the Professional, the Vulture, he actually takes loot from people when they're eliminated, because when you are eliminated, your loot just gets discarded, but he can steal from those players. The Doctor, when a player lays down, this player will remove 1 wound. So, and this is one of the things that they actually changed in the game, and I love it. This is a very welcome change. So that's the basic gameplay of Cashing Guns. Again, you'll play all 8 rounds of cards in your hands, and then you'll add up all your score. The person with the most diamond cards, not the highest diamond value, gets this right here, and the paintings are going to add up as well. The person with the most cash at the end of the game, cash value, wins. So now let's get to the results of this game and see what grade it gets. Of course, it's going to be high because you can hear in my voice that I like this game. Let's go. So that was Cashing Guns, and as we always do here on GameVine, I'm going to be giving this game a letter grade and or a percentage, and yes, this game is high. I gave it a 91%, which is a low A, but this is a great party game. Now, I can hear your argument that you're pointing guns at people, but these are just toy guns, and it has the orange tip here, so you know it's not lethal, but kids play with toy guns all the time, and it's fun to see like an older person pointing at like a teenager or something, which is funny, and I can see that you might not like that, and if you don't, I am perfectly fine with that, and this might not be a game for you, but if you can get past that, this is just a nice zany party game, and there's a lot of laughter invoked, and because that it has kind of that grim theme where you're pointing guns at people, they did change the art from like a realistic art, which I think was a plus. It added humor to the game and comedy to the game, and that's what you want to do when you have guns in the game and you're pointing them at people. So this was just a great upgrade. I like the first one, and it's good to have those guns, but I probably won't play it ever again. They took a few things out and added a lot of cool things like the character cards and the different loot, and it just made this game even more fun for me. So I recommend this on every party night that I have a large amount of players, because I know that this probably will go over well. And this came out 2 years ago at Gen Con along with a library of good games, and this was one of the hotness. And I went out and this was the game, one of the games I had to have, and if not the game. And once I had this, everything else was just a good trickle down bonus. And they kept it at a good price like I mentioned before. So you're silly if you don't go out and pick this game up and you're a party game fan, because this is very streamlined from the first one, and nothing against the first one. This one just adds so much depth. And I hear that there might be an expansion coming here soon, and I would watch out for a review of that. So that is it. I could gush about this game all day if you want me to, but I'm going to cut it short there. This is a great addition in your gaming collection. And until the next time that I see you, I've been Dave from GameVine. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And until the next time that I see you, have a great rest of your day and a great time with all that you play. You heard it here on GameVine.